If you want to be successful in this world, you have to develop your own idiot detection system. The best way to spot an idiot: look for the person who is cruel. Let me explain. When we see someone who doesn't look like us, or sound like us, or act like us, or love like us, or live like us, the first thought that crosses almost everyone's brain is rooted in either fear or judgment, or both. That's evolution. We survived as a species by being suspicious of things that we aren't familiar with. In order to be kind, we have to shut down that animal instinct and force our brain to travel a different pathway. Empathy and compassion are evolved states of being. They require the mental capacity to step past our most primal urges.
Good morning, my beauties and bees. Hello. It's an exciting day for Bree. Like I said in the chat there, today is Pride Prom, which is like, how students have proms. It's kind of like that, except for the LGBTQ community that I live in. I don't know anybody in the LGBTQ community in my town. In the town that I'm at. I have not, since I came out, I've been very isolated, I guess I should say. So this will be my first journey into that community, and I'll take lots of pictures. So follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, there'll be pictures. I know that there are some people that I went to school with that'll be there, that none of us were out back then. And I know that there's some, that there's going to be some drag performances. I've always had like an aversion to drag, so this will be my first time seeing a live drag performance. So we will have that. Now I do have one sec. You can kind of see it in the background. This is my dress that I'm going to be wearing. It's got mushrooms and butterflies. I figure that'll warn anybody and everybody that if you come up and talk to me, I might talk about weird nature stuff. That's the kind of stuff that I'm into. I do have a Mike Mantis today. Michelangelo has finally gotten big enough to be a Mike Mantis, so we got Mikey here. But even though he's doing that, he's still deciding he wants to hide. So, okay, hide then. Now he's bobbing around like, nope, I'm just, because I breathe in his direction, so now he's got to be a leaf. His body has natural responses like that, a little bit of air, and he bobs around like a leaf in the wind. When I do my fingers in front of him, he waves his arms like that too. People think he's trying to attack me when I would do the finger thing to him. What their response is that they feel like, oh, that's what's happening in the environment, is that wind's blowing to make to make my fingers, which he perceives as branches, make them wiggle. I need to wiggle too, and then he connects onto them. It's adorable. I love it, but people think it's. I know lots of parlor tricks with praying mantises to make it seem like I can control them, and I've used it on you. Yeah, but that's my my Pride Prom dress. Another thing that I'm so excited about this morning that I wanted to say, got something in the mail, and it's a poster, obviously, because that's kind of a poster tube. So I'm pretty sure I know what poster it is. Unless somebody sent me a different one, I'm 100% on what this is. Let's see if I can pull it out without wrinkling it, because it's laminated. Ooh, yeah. We should be able to get it out there. There we go. All right. So, it's a small poster. It's a small print of Frank Frazetta's Mothman sighting. Yeah. I'm going to put it on one of those door panels, I believe. That's why I got this size, because I wanted stuff that could be in the background, and I only have limited space. So, yeah, we're gonna have that back there. It won't look so shiny and awkward once it's hung up and tagged down. But we'll see what happens. All right, and see, I get to. Oh, I'll remember all the stuff I wanted to talk about. There was 3 topics I wanted to touch on before I started the show, or before I went into Cryptic Corner. One of them was the Pride Prom, and then the other one was that poster. And now the third one has escaped me. Oh, maybe it was the Mike Mantis. No, I don't know. It'll come back to me in the middle of the show, and I'll be like, oh, that's what it was. Anyway, so without actually, I'm surprised. I was worried with all the intro stuff that I was gonna have to go through, that we were going to be behind schedule this morning, but actually ahead of schedule. I woke up early because last night I went to sleep, and when I got off work, it was an exhausting day, so I got off work and I ate dinner because I'm working the late shift this month, and so I get off at like 5:30. So I got off work and ate dinner, and then went and I was like, oh, I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna take a quick nap before Cryptic Corner comes on. And then so I laid down and set my alarm, and yeah. And then I the next thing I remember, I'm waking up about 4:30 this morning to go to the bathroom. So I don't know. I'm at a loss. It's driving me crazy having all these sleeping spells. I'm talking to my doctor about it. It's like, I'm missing work and important. This is work too. Missing my streams is missing work. I work for Google part-time. I guess you could say. Anyway, let me say good morning to everybody, and then we'll get the show on the road, and we'll pop right into Cryptic Corner. See, we have Sandy and Bjorn. I love that name, by the way. I actually considered naming my my second son Bjorn, but my wife wasn't having it. I love that name. And then we got Sandy and Ring. Lena. Hey, Lena. Tsunami's watching Jesus ads for me. Thank you, sweetheart. Cosmic Kyle thinks I look young. Honey, it's the makeup. If you saw me without makeup, I look more my age. People actually guess that I'm older than I am without my makeup. So thank you. And there's Pat, who I was telling to get into the pit with the mud skippers. Yeah, someone asked why they were jumping like that. They're trying to see who could jump the highest. They perform in athletic competitions to impress females. So, yeah, jumping up like that's like, hey, look at me. I'm a jumping skipper. I jump really high. The other mud skippers like, ooh, you jump real good, baby. You want to lock lips and scream at each other? And then they do. They lock lips and scream at each other. It's very... yeah. Hi, Sonia. Hey. Yeah, thank you. It's, hey, I love the dress. Oh, all right. Native Atheist. Good. You're not getting Botox? No worries. I didn't, Botox is advertising on my streams, huh? That's something. That's something. Imagine they're going to kick my ad revenue to a National Geographic or something for those clips of the fish jumping. Would you be shocked? My 2.5 hour stream gets paid out to the nature program for a 15-second clip of a fish jumping. That's the way that it seems like YouTube's headed, though. So that's why I encourage anybody and everybody, if you want to support me, because of how nitpicky they can be, the best way to do it is you can, if you want to give me if you want to help me out directly, you go to the Buy Me a Bug link down below for the Hive. That goes directly into a fund that helps support this specifically. It helps support this show and the other programs that I put on with Hive Productions. So that's what you're supporting. If you support on YouTube, as a channel member, that's great. Thank you. If you support Patreon, that's awesome. Thank you so much. You guys do so much for the Hive. I just wanted to lay that down and give some awesome thanks to these people scrolling down below here. You see them? You could be one of those people by clicking on that. There's a link tree that is. Did I ever connect Bugbot? I don't think I did. Bugbot, get in here. Hold on. Bugbot will be dropping some link tree links, and you can go out there and find out the different ways you can support the Hive and support the community. I'm trying to get a web of skeptics going. I really do think that a group of channels that co-support each other's super important, having that sense of community. So I'm trying to form a web of skeptics, and I will talk more about that later, but not in this show, but at a later date, and help you all understand what I mean by that, and what you can do to help make that a thing. All right, so without any more interruptions. Duh, that's the big thing. Purple reminded me, because Purple's the one who's like made me think, yeah, I'm tired of that intro music too. I am actually going to, what I want for my birthday is a new intro song. My birthday is in about a month, on the 14th of July. So the 15th of July is a Live from the Hive episode. So I want to do that episode starting with a new intro. So I wanted to open things up to allow for people to submit me, if you want to contribute to the Hive, submit me songs between now and the we're gonna do the 10th of July, and I will wait. Is the 10th right? I had it dated out. Yeah, by the 10th, because the 10th is when I'll play them all live on the show. If I get any, I'm not expecting to get a whole bunch. I might have my own if nobody else submits anything, but to choose from. But there'll be a few options to choose from for the intro music, and I'll let you guys help decide which one we go with. And some of them, even if they don't make it as part of the main intro, I have several little shows that I do on this channel that they may find use in. So, with that in mind, that will be open. I will, guess I'm making the official announcement on an opening now, but, no, it's not the 10th, it's the 8th. Yeah, by the 8th of July. So if you have anything you wanted to lay down in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to make the decision by the 15th. So yeah, let's see if that becomes a thing. Happy early birthday to you then, Purple, because we have the same. I guess we're the same zodiac too. You were like a Cancer, right? Yeah. All right. Well, enough yammering. Now I've got more to how much I expected to be over the time and how I planned this out by remembering what my other topic was. So we'll revisit that again at the end of the show. And I will see you guys over in Cryptic Corner. Hello, my beauties and bees. Welcome to Cryptic Corner, where we explore the unexplained, supernatural, paranormal, and hidden, the mysterious, the alien, the accursed, and the forbidden. I am your host, the bombastic Bumblebee, and we are going to be exploring something topical today. I had something else planned. If you can't tell by the thumbnail, it's not what I had intended to leave this show's Cryptic Corner episode. This is hot off the presses, hot in the news, and I am intrigued by what I'm hearing and by what they're saying, and I hope you are too, because recently we had another whistleblower from alleged high-ranking clearance talking about non-human alien crafts. Now, this was not in itself enough to derail my plans for talking about such a topic here when I do my Rose Bowl week coming up. We're going to talk about all government cover-up stuff, where it's going to be an awesome show. I believe I'm going to get Paul Kamish back on for some analysis and stuff. It'll be a good time. But this is not even related necessarily to anything released by the government. This was reported by just a rural family in the U.S. Let's have a look. Let me show you what I'm talking about here, because it's intriguing me to a point that I'm actually questioning whether what I believe about this. So you guys can help reel me back in. All right, so make sure you guys can hear everything all right. Also, good evening to everybody watching this on Cryptic Corner Friday night. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. I know all my people live from the Hive have already hit it because they love Cryptic Corner. All right. Yeah, right. I thought what happened in Vegas stayed in Vegas, but not when it's UFO related. Let's dive right in.
The most compelling and credible UFO landing of our history.
Wait, let's watch that again.
The
Right
most
here.
compelling and credible UFO landing of our history has...
Now, I'm just not going to don't worry about what he's saying just yet. Okay, so this was the crash. This was seen from multiple angles by multiple cameras and security cameras, so it is something actually physical that fell out of the sky. Is it alien craft, or is it somebody's drone, is my question.
now been fully analyzed, and I can show you the extraterrestrial entities, as well as a chilling update. Let's start with the report.
Body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
You can actually hear part of this phone call.
Okay, so it's like 8 foot tall, has big eyes, and it's looking at us. Yeah. Want to listen to that again? Sorry, you know how I do this. You're gonna hear this over and over again.
As well as a chilling update. Let's start with the report.
body cam catches this, something
there's
flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
You can actually hear part of this phone call in the actual alien
It has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there.
footage.
their backyard.
No, I'm so nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtained
The cops are nervous. The cops are scared of the 8-foot alien.
another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
He said he was
I have butterflies,
scared.
bro. Everyone saw a shooting star. Then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
By now, it's more than an hour after
It takes an hour for the police to show up. Right? An hour for the police to show up to an alien report. They have an alien in their yard, and it takes an hour for the police to show up. Are you kidding me? What they should have said was that there was a brown person in their backyard and they thought they had a gun. That would have got the cops there right away. But an 8-foot alien, no, they're gonna drag their feet. It's gonna be an hour later.
That bright light, officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
You can actually still tell how
It was like
nervous
a
the
big
family is.
creature.
Creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna
around 10
BS you
feet
guys.
tall.
One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or?
They see like
They see like a big. That's what they say. They see like a big something with light. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That's what they say. They see like a big something with light. What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro blacked out that part of the video because it's considered private property.
And just how convenient is that? Thank God we got the actual footage.
Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the?
So they blacked out the footage once they entered the guy's backyard because it was, concealed behind a fence or whatever. That's fine, whatever. Did the cops actually see anything though? That's what I want to know.
Sky.
Asking others what they saw.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they.
To me it looks like a drone, guys. Tsunami, for the coloration and the non FFA regulation lighting on it. I don't think anything that's going to be moving anything that's large that's going to be moving through that area would have red lights fly. They have to by law, by international law and everything. They have to have the flashing red lights on them, right? I didn't see any red. It's a greenish yellow, which makes me feel like it's a domestic drone. This is just my opinion, okay? To me, I feel like it's a domestic. I'm just gonna mute it so we can just watch it without listening to their commentary. See, it's. Let's watch it again. Can I zoom this in? I don't know if it'll let me zoom in or not. Nope. That's as zoomed in as we get, kids. See, I should have downloaded it. Let me get lazy on Live from the Hive. Remember I used to download videos and have analysis with it's telling you how fast forward and it's going and stuff like that. I need to get back into that. I need to get those programs back on the computer. I just haven't downloaded them again where they measure the distances and stuff in videos. See right there. Watch that. It's like it's pinwheeling. It's like a drone that's pinwheeling. I feel like this could be a prank on the cops. A prank on the cops where they're like, call the cops to report something weird, and then when they're down the road, we'll fly our drone up and they flip the lights on and then crash it, and then we'll have cousin John call and tell them that there's aliens in the backyard and see what they do. You think it's a meteor?
And another one's inside, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there.
You can actually hear part of this phone call in the actual alien footage.
Their backyard.
No, I'm still nervous right now.
The 8 News.
Seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too. Only reason I'm actually investigating.
Now, this is the actual footage that was uploaded to TikTok with the aliens.
All right, we got what was the name on that? All right, Corey Maryland's. I didn't have this ready, so because this is all fresh coming at me just like over the last few days, and this is the most up to date I've been able to find. But if somebody could drop a link to that TikToker in the side chat, so I can click on it here in just a minute, I will love you forever and ever. Hey, Mr. Lizard. two different. Mr. Lizard, are you saying that the calls came from two different people?
Uploaded to TikTok with the aliens in the yard. I'm going to let you guys watch the original, and then I will show you the version I processed highlighting the beings.
Now, people have been seeing aliens all over here. Let me tell you that right now. Everybody and their mom, there's aliens down
Notice
here.
how the family is fully armed. He has a gun in his hand, ready to shoot. That is how scared they are.
Kylo, Cherro, que chute. Kylo, Cherro. Kylo. Uy, chetar. Chidi cow.
This doesn't look like the same property to me.
He literally just said, oh my god, it has giant eyes and a big mouth.
Kai, firmizar,
They're claiming that there's aliens in here. And a cat back there. There is something moving. Oh gosh, there was something moving back there. Hold on. Watch. There's something moving over there.
Forklift o camión.
That's not an artifact. There is something moving back there.
If you pay close attention, you can actually see the beings in the tractor, blinking and looking at the family. I'll actually highlight it in the processed video. Now this is the best that I could do with the video I received.
Kai, Cherro, chidi cow, la del. Kai, forklift o camión.
Right there. You see it? Where's that infrasound coming from all of a sudden? Just got slammed with like infrasound in my ears. Did
As
you
you
guys
can
hear
see
that
here,
too?
I circled one of the creatures. The other one is standing right behind him. Don't worry, I've also enhanced some images from these stills so that you can get a better look at what we're seeing here.
What do you guys think? What are we looking at here? I don't know what's Bill's channel, Mr. Lizard. I'm down. Yeah, there could be a cat out there messing around. Wait. Yeah, there's just a blur to me. I think we're dealing with. There is something moving around back there, but whether it's a person or a cat, it could be a cat. It's just a very small area of something moving around. It could be someone that was trying to hijack that. Could be their neighbors crashed their drone in your yard and he came over to get it. Could be a lot of things. I think it's a prank. If I had to go with one single resolution for it, I would say it was a prank, but so you can see a blurry something moving there, but what it is and what they're claiming it is
Circled is a creature in the tractor, and now I'm going to highlight the one right behind him. Look at this. Look at its big eyes.
Doing like pareidolia here too. The colors are reversed, so these are black eyes. And that would be the head. It's kind of shaped like the aliens from from the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds. Kind of like their heads are, like triangle shaped. And there's a skinny neck and body. Well, this is what they're going for. I'm guessing. We'll have to take their word for it there. I think I can zoom you guys in though. Hold on, let me try something. Is that any better? Let me know. I think that's about as close as we're gonna get. His name's Bill. Okay. Thanks, Mr. Lizard. I'll have to check him out. Bill's channel. Okay. Sounds like something to be right up my alley.
What's more concerning is this update I'm going to add next. The entire family has now gone missing.
Bunk. That's bunk. I checked on that. I know when he says that it's BS.
Get a read on this family. The family has ghosted everybody. They're not responding to interviewers that they made appointments with. They're not responding to telephone calls. I don't even know if they're in the house anymore. But what was your read when you were parked out front for hours and hours?
Yeah, so I'll admit I drive a black SUV.
Okay, there you go. We can explain the black SUVs away now.
Now, the reason they're trying to explain the black SUVs is that many families in the area noticed all of these black SUVs and men in black approaching their house.
I have been able to confirm noise.
Yeah, because black SUVs are pretty common. I've owned many a black SUV without being involved in secret, shady government conspiracies.
The big giant boom that the Ring camera had caught at one part of the valley. But there's some more issues with the backyard. Again, I don't want to discount what they're saying, but
now this is pure speculation, but the way that he's stuttering, I feel like he has a lot more information than he's giving up.
The police always have more information than he's giving up. What I'm interested in is what you're covering up when you talk over him.
Slow taking pictures. As far as movement in the house itself or in the rear, the backyard, or even in the trailers, it's been dark. And it's been dark for the last few days. So I'm sure that they may have left town. But, I don't know. They may just be laying low.
And Mark, I'll tell you, there's a perfectly good explanation. They're freaking out over all this attention, and so they amscrayed, or as others would say, they've been taken by the government. And
interesting way to say what you have to say. But that's the whole story as of right now. I'm going to leave you guys with my filtered video to see if you guys can see it again now that you know what you're looking for. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
Right,
make sure that you like and subscribe for more UFOs.
Hive. You guys ready? All right, here we go. We're going in. Got you guys a little bit closer now. We're looking in this area right here. Right there.
Costelo que acá, dile que acá callarle, ellos muy pelón, sí, pelón, varón, pelón. Hinchar los creadores dijeron de concha, que la de que chupaba.
But do I think it's no? I think it's very possible that there could be somebody over there moving around. But to be frank, it doesn't look like it doesn't look like it was a person that they're 8 to 10 feet tall to me.
Costelo pegachari, palalo que te quedó con la. Palalo, dile que a casa no brindis. Viene un show, o sea, pegachari que
We
te
got
da.
this next video to go through too.
So.
Same person covered is this Chaos Moogle person that is a true believer. So And we'll check and see if there's any new updates off of their channel after we watch this one too. So here we go.
The Las Vegas UFO mystery just got more interesting, with officials adding security cameras to private property. We also have more ring cam footage you'll have to see to believe, a possible explanation as to why the videos are so blurry, and an update from the family. Ring cam footage from neighbor 1. Ring cam footage from another neighbor. And probably the creepiest ring cam footage I've ever seen that matches the description of what the
That ain't no
saw.
cat though.
I also found someone on TikTok analyzing the footage and actually showcasing some of the creatures you guys mentioned in the comments. Check this out.
To find the aliens in front of these guys, but I
They're
noticed
gonna
something
claim there's
insane,
aliens down
and I
here.
want everybody, my 2 friends who will watch this, to take a look down, pay attention to 2 areas. We're going to look down here on the bottom right behind their fence and right up there. But we're going to first start down here because I found something crazy.
Spots I wasn't even focused on holding more mysteries.
For this video. And I'm going to point out 2 things you need to pay attention to right here, which is the head. And if you look really close, and what you will see in about a minute is a hand. That I believe is some creature, non-human, crouching down, and that was its eye I just pointed at. And I want you to pay attention to what appear to be fingers.
Congratulations,
Sapir. Or something and peering out, and then there you go. See the fingers.
Woo!
I go back and forth a couple times here, but it looks to me like there's
Hold on, I'm gonna
little other or a big.
I'm gonna pause to celebrate the 1 month membership. Just a second. Oh. Of course, that's got to pop up. There we go. All right.
Creature looking through the fence on the bottom there, crouched down. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but you tell me.
Oh my.
And there's his fingers going right up and down, up and down. Just looks like almost a human hand crawling up the fence. And at the very beginning, you see an eye. And I think right here I show you the fingers. This is my really poor attempt at drawing over the fingers, but you get it. So what's really interesting about this is it is happening next to them and kind of in front of them, but behind a fence. Yeah, the fingers.
I don't see any. I do see what he's talking about with the fingers. I don't know about the eye thing.
I'll show you what he
I don't know. There's people in there now, so I'm not sure because you see shadows moving up here too as the people move into the space.
Look at the top right. Look at the top
as the
right
people
right
move
now.
into the
There's
space.
actually a shadow figure. It almost looks like it's a dense, shadowy figure.
So you can see that there's shadows that are moving in these cracks. So
the 3 fence posts.
I think.
While this TikToker showcases a being more to the left.
Yeah, they're seeing aliens everywhere in this footage now. That right there, which is clearly a reflection of whatever yellow thing up here is.
And it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard.
Because that looks like a square.
Big eyes. They have big
It's a
eyes.
reflective
I
building.
can explain it. And big mouth.
That's not an alien. That's
and they're not human.
light hitting a wall somewhere.
Now this is likely why all videos come out so blurry.
Brothers looked into the yard where the object landed. That spot was obscured and blurry.
Yeah, when I tried to look at it, the object. When I tried to look at the object, it was all blurry. Not my vision, just the backyard area. The area was blurry, is the claim. Oh, do I have a Gur sighting? Gotta do the Gur sighting. We are talking about the monsters. We're talking about aliens, Gur.
As if by unknown.
Talk about the damn monsters.
What they saw next prompted a frantic call to 911. 8 News Now investigators have spoken with family members multiple times in the past 4 weeks, but each of the 3 times we accepted their.
That's a nice little house they got there too.
invitation to do an interview.
Solar panels. Did you see that? They had solar panels on the
Now we actually
garage.
have an update from the
Sweet.
family themselves coming up in a moment in this video.
There's the machinery.
Police report we obtained. Angel says they heard the patter of multiple feet in the yard. They later heard footsteps on their roof. They saw one of the 8-foot-tall creatures climb behind the controls of a
right
large
there.
front loader stored in the yard, as if trying to engage it. He got a good look at one of the creatures, he said, a greenish-grayish being with large...
It was tall, skinny, lengthy creature. It was a gray-greenish color and a big face and eyes. You can see a big mouth. So big mouth doesn't generally it's not something they generally report when they're talking about gray aliens. They generally have like a little, like, tiny, almost non-existent mouth, right?
Large eyes and long legs. He says he could hear its deep breaths, and when he locked eyes, he was, in essence, frozen in place, couldn't move. In the middle of the yard, where the object had crashed, then vanished, a circular impression
Now
was...
here's an update from
There's a
the
lot.
witness him-
So that's the silliest part of this, is the circular impressions. Yes, the rake. Oh my gosh, the rake. I was just talking to Chat GPT about the rake. I do this thing to Chat GPT sometimes, and I'll share it if you want to. I do all kinds of fun stuff with it, but I try to convince it to believe in Bigfoot or UFOs and stuff. I tried to convince it to believe in the rake the other day. It was fun. But the rake was real. So the thing about this circle that they're talking about, there's lots of trackways going in circles all over the place here, because this is a machine yard where it looks like maybe they have a lot of heavy equipment and stuff that they drive around, including tractors, and looks like some RVs here, van, trailers, lots of stuff that drives around and leaves track marks. And then they circle, just the random track marks that make a big circle in the middle. I don't know. Maybe something did fall in their backyard. Maybe it was the rake.
Then vanished, a circular impression
Now
was...
here's an update from the witness himself.
Today's June 12th. I'm outside my house with my family.
5 days ago.
You can see people are saying that we disappeared, the news stations. You know, what I learned these couple days, that everything on TV is fake, and especially the news channels. They'll say fake stuff, and it's not true. You know, I already said what I had to say.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to believe it, believe it. I don't care no more. I just want to... You guys understand, because of you guys, I have depression. I have anxiety attacks. And I just want to be normal.
Okay,
again.
so listen. Yeah, he has depression and anxiety attacks. All things that we're familiar with here in the Hive. So I definitely want to tell people and encourage people to leave these witnesses alone. If it's affecting their health negatively, leave them alone.
I don't feel okay, guys. And just move on, guys. Forget about it and just...
Now, to me, it sounds like the family was told not to talk. But
No, it doesn't. Stop. The family was not told not to talk. The kid is saying he has medical responses to what you're trying to the attention he's getting. So leave him alone.
Guys, decide. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. For now, I'll leave you with the unedited news
Like
coverage.
an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Someone calls 911 reporting two large figures in their backyard.
No, I'm still nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star, then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
By now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro blacked out that part of the video because it's considered private property. What's clear, they're taking this call seriously.
Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Asking others what they saw.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too. Only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
That investigation turning up no concrete answers as of
That's
Wednesday.
the place where it was
or whoever fell into that
supposedly
yard,
crashed.
long gone within minutes.
It's funny that they call that a yard. We wouldn't call it a yard here in the Midwest. We'd call it a gravel pit. Where people park their vehicles and stuff.
Don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
Did you hear that? That's what you want to hear from your cops,
yeah,
right?
this
Let me
is
repeat that again.
Come back.
Said they saw it too. Only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
That investigation turning up no concrete answers as of Wednesday. Whatever or whoever fell into that yard, long gone within minutes.
Oh, hey. If those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
Oh, to preserve and protect,
So
right?
yeah, this is quite weird, right?
If the aliens come back, don't call the police. We won't protect you. Who do you call? The Ghostbusters?
I was saying as we're watching this story. Now, we've been in contact with the family in that video, and as you heard in that 911 call, they seem very reasonable and honestly quite scared as you heard them in the call. No, they don't seem impaired in any way. And whatever crashed by the time that police got there was gone, but sources say that there's really no dispute. Something was in their yard. Exactly what? We do not know.
I mean, it's so interesting.
I'm not putting a prank out of question. It definitely could have been a prank. Yeah. Let's see. We need to consult the Bible for the truth about this. You guys think so?
So, like, the Metro officers see something, the neighbors see something. I mean, so what could it be?
Well,
something definitely fell.
We know that there are obviously a lot of military bases around this area. George Knapp covers a lot of that stuff for us on the 80s Now Investigators. We're showing you drone video from above that area. And we know, of course, Creech not far away, Nellis Air Force Base not far. I checked in with them. They say they are not involved at all, and we are waiting to hear from the Pentagon as well.
And you talked to these people. It seemed completely legitimate to you. And do you have any personal?
I could say it might have been like a meteor or something, but ultimately I think it was a drone, just because the way it looked like it pinwheeled in the air when it was falling, like it was really lightweight. But I could be wrong.
Personal thoughts on maybe what it was.
Right. So it seems from talking to our sources that something happened. There was obviously some flash in the sky. A lot of people saw it that night on the night of April 30th, early in the morning on May 1st. Did that exact thing land in their yard? I don't know. But these people said they saw some SUV circling the area. Could this have been some piece of equipment that malfunctioned? Maybe they saw something and then someone came. I can't believe we're talking about this.
Right.
Someone came and retrieved it from the backyard in the SUV. We don't know. This all comes as a former high-level intelligence officer and air.
All right, let's see if there's any updates on this channel, because he's been following us really close. So we'll go to his main channel here. All right, but he has like mermaids and stuff like that on here too. So no, I think that's his most recent update, is that footage there. So if there's any updates on this throughout the week this week, I'll actually go live and cover it, because this is riveting to me. Let's see if we Google, or not Google, we're gonna search it in YouTube. Dr. Greer responded. Yeah, I watched that. That's our contact.
DC
all intense
National Press Club just wrapped, but we're just talking moments ago in regards to, interestingly enough, what was going on at the same time of the National Press Club. Go on and
you guys
explain
listen to this.
what your theory is on this. It's quite interesting.
Well, from what I'm hearing from both media people and insiders, is that there was a drop of this Las Vegas alien in the backyard.
They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us.
All right, what we just heard is part of a 911 call from a family in Nevada saying they saw creatures walking around their backyard. This happening last Thursday. Now, most may think it's just a prank call, but moments before and not far from the family's home, a flash of light in the sky captured on police officers' body camera.
It had happened over a month earlier that came out that week. David Grutch, who told me he was going to come out at the end of June, came out right before, which pulled a lot of that over in that direction. Now he's talking about, alien invasions and, murdering, UFOs murdering humans and all that stuff, which is, of course, completely not true. Although everything else he said was. And then you had the
everything
Trump
else he said was. What is the deal with that? Everything else they said, except for what they agree with me on, was wrong. Yeah. Anyway. So this is still ongoing. I don't think there's been any new footage or anything like that. As far as Greer goes, I think he's a charlatan. I think he's one step below a cult leader in my opinion. But I'm not gonna start a war or anything over it. I just think that what he's doing is I mean it's somewhere between David Wolf and David and Koresh. All right. Anyway, so that was Cryptic Corner for today. Little bit of alien investigation, ongoing alien investigation. I'm gonna have to go watch Bill's channel, which was recommended to me by Mr. Lizard. So we will go check that out for sure, and see what they have to say about it as well. Maybe they have some better imagery than we got here. I'm like totally stoked to move over into Creation Watch because I got a bit of a curveball for you guys, and I'm interested to hear what my Hive has to say about the topic. So without further ado, let's move right over into Creation Watch. I'll see you guys over there.
Hello and welcome. Godless Granny is about a lot of things. I talk about any issue that affects me or on which I have strong opinions. Most frequently, that's religious issues, women's issues, transgender issues, and political issues. I believe in social justice and equality for all. I feel that everyone has a right to believe what they want, but that right doesn't absolve you of criticism of your beliefs. Thus, I criticize both outlying religious ideas and mainstream ideology. I welcome theists to discuss or debate their issues with me live on stream. Contact me on Twitter if you'd like to do that. I was a Christian for 42 years. In my last decade as a believer, I became increasingly liberal, seeing that as being more consistent with biblical ideas. But eventually, the cognitive dissonance between liberal thought and certain parts of the Bible brought me to evolve my theology. I still hung on to the inerrancy of the Bible and continued to look for ways to interpret the Bible to fit reality. But when it was proven to me that the biblical flood did not happen, thank you Aaron Ra, Vice Rhino, and Pelagia, there was no longer anywhere to go. I had to let go of inerrancy, but without the Bible, my faith had no foundation, and then I left the faith. I have since met people of faith who reject inerrancy. I find this a more honest faith, but I also find it a purely human construct. Why believe in a God if you have to make up the God and what the God is all about? I now criticize the very religious beliefs that I held for decades, as I now realize that they not only do not originate from a God that loves me, but that they were dangerous, dangerous in that they limited me. They limited me as a person by discouraging thought and learning. It restricted my relationships and my ability to develop myself as a person. I hope to do several things here. I hope to reach others of my generation, as we are the primary people that are still holding on to this outdated ideology. Second, I hope to reach the younger generation, imploring them not to follow in my footsteps. And third, I hope to show how the younger generation who has already left the faith can reach their parents. What arguments did I find convincing that will likely convince their parents? So come on in, let's have a chat.
Hello, hello, and welcome to Creation Watch. Hello, my beauties and bees. Thank you for joining us, and let's scour creation together and see what the most wild theories for the origin of the world that we see come out of religion and I don't want to say fantasy, religion and mythology that people actually push as real, though. It's the... Yeah, Godless Granny is awesome, awesome. I see I have Terror Bird fans in the live chat, and I want to tell you guys I love Terror Bird so much. Force Rockets, when I had to write we all had to write a short story. The story was, the basis of the story had to be something along the lines of early American exploration. And I wrote a story about conquistadors finding a tribe in the jungle in the Amazon who had domesticated terror birds and drove the conquistadors away. It was my little short story. They domesticated them like steeds. It was really cool, and they lived in like Aztec temples. And I wanted all the details about how they incubated the eggs and how they picked their riders, and yeah, it was all kinds of cool stuff. There was little terror birds too that were the size of a dog. Yeah, I'm a weirdie. So Siriamas from South America, they are very terror bird like. I go to the St. Louis Zoo sometimes and just spend hours looking at them, thinking, I wonder if this thing was bigger, would it want to kick the crap out of me and pin me down and eat me? Maybe it would. Oh, I see Mark Reed's in the audience right now. Mark Reed was dunking on Matt Powell. Was that last night or the night before? My days blur together. It was the night before, I think. Anyway, going back to his conversation with Skylar Fiction way back, where he started talking about calling for the execution of gay people. And happy Pride Month, by the way, to everybody. If you didn't hear the announcement at the beginning of the show, I am going to my first prom tonight. I didn't go to prom when I was in high school. Obviously I'm too old to go to a high school prom now. I'm going to a Pride prom, but it's the first prom I've ever gone to and the first prom I've ever been asked to. So I'm going and it's going to be fun. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to make myself have fun. You hear me? Fun. Raise the roof, not scared. All right, good times. All right, so on Creation Watch, we do tend to kick around the young Earth creationist quite a bit. The young Earth is something that our young Earth theory is something I'm quite exposed to here in the region I live in. People that deny things like evolution and deep time, that sort of stuff. And I do focus on that a lot. And then secondarily to that, I probably focus on flat Earth a lot. Maybe I've covered Islam. I've covered some of the different branches, like Mormonism and things like that. I have covered a little bit of Indian Indian lore. But today I wanted to cover something kind of weird that I've stumbled upon.
Vanaras are one of the...
Hold on. So I want to take you guys along on this little journey with me where we're going to learn about Hindu mythology. Let me see. Here we go. Yeah, we're going to learn about... Oh, I always blow it up too fast. We're going to learn... This is a channel called The Indian Monk. Indian Monk shares more than 4,000-year-old knowledge and wisdom, epics, and Vedic science. So we're doing Vedic science. You've heard of creation science. This is Vedic science. Indian Monk is a small drop in an ocean of effort to spread the history of ancient India and Vedic culture. All of our videos are created using Adobe After Effects and Adobe Premiere Pro, and we hire professional voice artists to help create Indian Monk videos. If you enjoy the videos, if you're interested in this, that's fine. They're trying to spread, Vedic science. So, when it comes to Vedic science, we're going to learn about the Vinara, Sina, in Ramayana. Ramayana was in fact an army of Neanderthal men. So they're going to make a claim that the Vanaran are Neanderthals. So buckle up. Vedic science coming at ya. We move right from Vegas aliens to a Neanderthal army of monkey people.
Significant characters in Ramayana. As per described in
Start from
Ramayana,
the beginning.
Vanaras are one of the significant characters in Ramayana. As per described in Ramayana, Vanaras are special species of humans that looked like monkeys. Ramayana never mentioned Vanaras as monkeys. These species were dominant in southern part of India and ruled...
And that's weird that they say that they never said they were monkeys, because their ruler or their god or whatever, the Veneran monkey god, Hanuman, he has a species of monkey named after him.
Ruled South India, including Thailand, Myanmar, Malaysia, Indonesia, etc. What does Vanaras mean? Vanaras is a Sanskrit word having two parts. One means forest and Nara means human. So the literal meaning, humans who lived in forests.
But that's what the same meaning that orangutan has, right? Orangutan has means forest people, and they live in that area you're talking about. Orangutans do. So were they talking about an army of orangutans? Seems more rational than Neanderthals.
Vanaras were definitely not monkeys, since monkey is called as Vanakapi or Kapi or Markata in Sanskrit.
Hey,
why finding Markata in Sanskrit?
Are those two fighting or
why finding evidences of Neanderthal man is difficult in India? Archaeological and scientific evolutionary studies says Neanderthal was a species that inhabited Europe, Africa and Western Asia, starting some 230,000.
I don't know if they had much of a population in India or in that part of the Asian continent. I think they were north of the Himalayas and the Ural area and stuff. Thailand.
30,000 years ago. Neanderthal man had a hyoid bone which enabled them to speak and look like humans very closely. Though some evidences of Neanderthal man was found in Indus Valley civilizations. As Indians...
Now, let me lay down a theory here, and anybody who studies anthropology or paleoanthropology and wants to correct me if I'm wrong about this, I'm going to lay this down, that the deposition of subfossil Homo sapiens would indicate that the Indian subcontinent in Southeast Asia would have more likely been inhabited by Denisovan than by Neanderthal, because the deposition of Denisovan genetics in the Polynesian populations or Melanesian populations. Clarification pending.
Follow a very long cultural tradition of burning bodies after death, no matter if they were animals. Finding any solid evidences of ancient times is not so easy. Besides, bones in Indian peninsula decay in few thousands of years. This makes it even more difficult to find traces of Neanderthals man in India. Description mentioned in Ramayana matches with the anthropology.
Well, did Neanderthals just didn't, it doesn't, we don't know that Neanderthals thrived in that type of climate is the thing too, though. Let me see what we have here. Weren't Denisovans more Eastern? Yeah, the Denisovan genes are definitely more Eastern, but they're also, I believe, their ancestry is found spread all over Southeast Asia in some increment, in different populations. Let's see. I think Denisovans have only been found in one place, but we probably don't really know if they were other places. Not sure. DNA genetic evidence suggests otherwise or not. Yeah, so that's what I'm leaning on here, is that that in Melanesian populations that there's Denisovan DNA. Denisovan is in India. That's what I was thinking too, but let me see. I'm gonna fact check. You guys are gonna see me live fact check myself. Ancient Indian DNA has shown that there are traces of genes of Neanderthal who lived mostly in Europe and Denisovan who lived mostly in Southeast Asia. So there's like an admix there in India. Interesting. So, yeah, she's not wrong to say that there could have been Neanderthals in the region. Let's continue on.
Modern day descriptions of Neanderthals accept the features of tail. Both Vanras and Neanderthals
except the feature of tail. That seems kind of important, though. Tails are significant in the description of the Vanran, as far as I'm familiar. I've been, only studied it tertiarily when because I like world building and creating fictional fantasy races, and anytime that you start studying in different types of races that people use in their world building, you can't help but run into the Vanra. They're everywhere.
had sloping foreheads, hairy bodies, protruding jawbones, etc.
Wouldn't trying to make a realist claim about this, wouldn't the Hobbit people have been a better explanation to say, it was the Floriensis people, the Homo Floriensis. That would be because there's the land that they showed that the Vanara live in. Where was that map at? There it was. Like this region. Sumatra and Borneo have orangutan. There's Flores. Flores, that's where our hobbits lived. Like, for real. And, yeah, these islands could have once been... Sure, I'm down for that. Where were we? We were right here.
Both Vanras and Neanderthal had sloping foreheads, hairy bodies, protruding jawbones, etc. The reason why modern-day anthropologists didn't find a tail was because the tail of Vanras was boneless and hence decomposed within few years.
So why was their tail boneless? That's weird. It was like hanging like a limp noodle. I don't think that human ancestry's tail had that. Even when we have atavisms, right? Even when we have atavisms, the tail has bone in it, right? Am I mistaken?
If you read the description of Vanra Kingdom, Kishikinda, then you will find that it clearly
Did that tail I just showed you make you lose your appetite for the sandwich? Sorry.
resembles a network of connected underground mountain caves. This is what the modern-day anthropologists say about Neanderthals men who lived in caves. Obviously, Vanras were physically different than Manvas, that is humans, but
yeah, I definitely don't dismiss that the legend of the Vanra is based on encounters in ancient history with humans. I don't think that we have other humans with tails to the reason I think the Vanra were the macaques were based on macaques is because of the tail, which is kind of ironic because macaques are known for their lack of a tail. But I don't see how you can dismiss the tail when you're talking about these being sightings of other hominids. There's no hominids with tails. We lost our tails way before. We're looking way back, like Oreopithecus, proconsul, like Barbary ape macaques. No.
Definitely they were not monkeys. No. Actually, the problem with most anthropologists and historians is that since Vanaras don't exist today, they are trying to imagine Vanaras in terms of something or somebody they know or have seen, and hence compare them with Homo erectus and Neanderthals men. Maybe they were a different species altogether. Evidences from Ramayana that Vanaras were Neanderthals men. According to Ramayana, Vanaras existed all around in the world, but were dominant in Kishikinda kingdom, near Hampi in Karnataka. The head of Vanara's king, Sugriva, summoned Vanaras from all over the world to join the Lord Rama army in South India. When Rama decided to attack Lanka, Vanaras came from regions like Himalayas, Vindhyas, Madhya Pradesh, Meru in Tibet.
Kind of funny they're talking about from like the Himalayas and stuff. It's like maybe Vanara were Yetis and wild men, like Orangopindic, Yetis, Sasquatches from across the sea. Like they summoned them all to his army. And then what's left is what we get in the world,
etc. Valmiki also explicit.
Now I'm world building on purpose. I'm sorry, guys. It's just, the Monkey Man army is what Joseph Stalin was after. Why didn't he read the Vedic text? He could have figured it out.
Stated that Vanaras came from far off places where the sun always shines or is always set, that is polar regions. Since no evidence of Vanaras are found anywhere in the world, Valmiki clearly stated that Vanaras had traits of monkeys. He referred to members of Vanara's army as Kapi Kunjara, which in Sanskrit means elephant-sized monkeys. He also said that Vanaras were not like normal small monkeys, but
elephant-sized monkeys? That's wild. Could you imagine?
A different species of monkey, having a strong physique and traits of monkeys like Neanderthal man. He also used terms like Nityam, Asthira, Chitta, means one whose mind changes frequently, and Kapitam, Anavastitam, which means one who cannot stay in one place for a moment. Both these qualities...
I don't think the Vanara were bears, though, Mr. Lizard. Yeti, I do think Yeti is a bear. Some evidence of Yeti is a bear. Some evidence of Yeti is ox, too, depending on what you're looking at. And I imagine a lot of them are human as well.
Show traits of a monkey. Ramayana also says about bear-like man, Yetis. In Ramayana, there is a mention of a bear-like man named Jamvan, which is similar to Yetis in other parts of the world. Yetis are also known as snowmen, said to be found in icy regions of the world. There are many stories based on such characters, though no fossils have been found to prove their presence.
Yeah, things have been found in the Yeti to prove their presence, and they were proven to be fake.
Sanskrit, bear is called as Bhaluka, and hence Jambavant was definitely not bear but resembled very closely to bears, just like Vanaras resemble monkeys. Evidences from Mahabharata that...
So, to believe in Vanara, you have to believe in Yeti. This is getting interesting. Deep dive. Bear-like man is a category on Grindr, I think. You can be in groups. Tribes is what they call them on Grindr. I'm in a tribe on Grindr. I'm a unicorn.
Vanaras were Neanderthals men. In Mahabharata also, when Lord Krishna met Jambavant from Ramayana, Lord Krishna says that Jambavant is one of the last surviving creatures of its kind. Lord Krishna also says that since his species have vanished, he is not welcomed in society anymore. Jambavant was blessed with long life by Lord Rama. Lord Hanuman was also blessed with immortality by Lord...
There he is. There's Hanuman. He's the monkey god, right? Everybody knows Hanuman, the monkey god, the Indian monkey god, the god of the Vanara. Now, how are you saying Vanara aren't monkeys, but he's a monkey? Because he's definitely depicted as a monkey in all art. Hanuman is depicted as a monkey.
Lord
right?
Krishna. Thus, he was also the last among the Vanaras. Mahabharata, history of 3rd millennium, 3076 BC, validates the fact that Vanaras and Yetis, like species, have become extinct. Also, it confirms the existence of Lord Rama and all species mentioned in Ramayana. If sage Vyasa intended to write a fictional story of war between Pandavas and Kauravas, why would he mention about Jambavant? This shows that Ramayana is a very ancient history of India, which made its ways to other civilization in America, Asia, and Europe, etc. Ramayana and Mahabharata are Indian history, not mythology. Ramayana and Mahabharata...
All right, there's a bold claim. Because the things about... the Vanara that make them Vanara, like their tail, and their monkeyness, their monkey essence, are lacking in Neanderthal. If you'd stuck with them being, Yetis, and then I could see them, even though they don't have the tail. Because you mentioned Yeti a lot in here, which I'm down for. I'm all about Yeti. That's more for CryptoCorner than Creation Watch, but you're talking about proving your mythology is real with the Ramayana. Okay, so let's see here. Krishna explains humans can be God, and monkeys can be too. Rama shows gods can be human.
Are referred to as itihasas, history in ancient historical records, not stories. Even 18 Puranas, which means story of ancient times, confirms the details mentioned in Mahabharata and Ramayana. Valmiki or sage Vyasa never said they were writing stories. There is no need to detail out geographical locations as...
You can write stories with geographical locations without it being real, though, sweetie. You can actually write whole works of fiction without it being real and base them in real places. I do it when I'm bored. Sometimes I'll write little short stories and stuff, just being goofy. I've been again playing with ChatGPT and having it write me short stories. They're funny. So yeah, people like writing stories with real people and real places and real things, and even based around real events. They add depth to your narrative.
Astronomical data and chronological orders, etc. in fictional stories. Ancient Indians never had the tradition of writing stories since they were never short of real-life heroes. There is no contradiction in Ramayana and Mahabharata. Some of the Western authors declared Ramayana as having contradiction. Just because Valmiki in one place referred Vanaras as monkeys and other place as human-like monkeys, it doesn't contradict anything. Mercury is both an element as well as planet.
Yeah, but they have the same root name, though. Mercury, the element, and Mercury, the planet. They're still rooted in the same word. They're named after the same god, right? Quicksilver. That was the element of the speedster god, and that's the planet that moves around the sun the fastest. Yeah, they have the same root, the same origin for the word. So I don't know. That's a good example. Now, if I'm not gonna quibble over, that the Vanara couldn't be based on some ancient species of human, or even a different group of people, right? A different, just fully human people that live differently. Maybe that's what it was based on. Who knows? But that is whether there was a real group that they were based on doesn't confirm the supernatural aspects of your theology.
It has dual meaning, and hence its symbolism depends upon the situation. Why modern science doesn't believe in Ramayana and Mahabharata? Science cannot approve the historicity of Ramayana since it says about talking conscious vultures, monkeys, etc., all of which shows a reverse evolution. That is, ancient humans were more advanced and conscious than present humans.
But it's much cooler than other mythologies that I'm familiar with. The neighbors across the street are mowing, because we get like battle monkeys and stuff. If the Bible seriously lacks battle monkeys or anything cool like that, I think they have they also have lizard people, which we talked about with Praveen Mohan a couple months ago. They talked about the lizard people in their mythology. So their mythology is like super lit. They have Ganesh, the elephant guy. Lots of cool creatures roaming around. Hey, godless scummer, good to see ya.
Also, Indian scriptures state the degrading level of yugas, and hence humans in Kali Yuga, present age, are spiritually and consciously less advanced. This is the fact scientists are finding.
They do believe in a deep time, though. That's cool. I'm glad they're here for some deep time. That's what I know, Tsunami, right? Riding tigers with elephant heads and lizard people. Yes, there were lizard people. It's been a couple of weeks ago. I actually got it edited and coming out soon. Just a second, I'll give you a date on it when it releases. It might already be out, actually. Let me see. Did I already release that one? I'm freaking my Mike Mantis out. Sorry, Mikey thought he was well hidden. Where's our monkey god? Where's your monkey god now? It's Creation Watch, I believe. Doop-a-doo. See, I schedule all my stuff way out. And then I can't find it. Like that does me any good, right? I don't know, I will link it. But yeah, we covered lizard people.
Finding hard to digest, as they believe they are superior and more advanced than all preceding humans. Problem with most scientists is that they try to fit everything into the current set of theories, and if they find anything which doesn't fit in current scenario, they discard it. In 1st century AD, Earth was regarded as the center of the static universe, but today, universe having no center is said to be over-expanding. People usually say, we follow a blind faith or religion, but there are many scientific theories that are totally crap and were believed as true few centuries ago. Believe in science, but comprehend the fact that everything written in scientific books are not proven science.
There it is. There's the Lizard Man video.
In the world.
That's the where they go. He goes through like the temple and looks at the carvings and stuff and makes all kinds of wild claims about them. It's really a good time. So go check that video out. When's it premiere? Premieres it's still a ways away. It's the 28th is when that premieres, so keep your eye out for that. Yeah, it'll be after this one though. Anyway,
Evidences of Vedic culture are found in places as far as Russia, Europe, and America. Recently, 1500-year-old Vishnu idol was excavated in Russia. Historian wrongly claims that Vedic culture existed only in India. Geography in Vedic texts covered entire...
Because once upon a time we were all Indian, right? We all worship the Indian gods all over the world. It's been covered up, been hidden from us. The truth about the Monkey Man Army. Monkey Man armies prove that that there were Native Americans worshiping Rama, Krishna.
Entire Earth and not just India. In a Vedic text, Arctic region is called as Elavrata Varsha. But today, nobody knows Arctic region by that name. All the European languages have linguistic roots in Sanskrit. Other Western authors tried their best to show...
Now that's kind of, having the languages rooted in that, yeah. So sort of, like far, far Western India is part of the cradle of human life, and their cities did, or their culture and civilization did contribute a lot to the early development of human cultures. But yeah, there were other ancient cultures as well, all over the like the belt from the Mediterranean to Southeast Asia. There's this belt that humans thrive in. The climate's just right for us, or something.
Misrepresenting facts and false theories like Aryan invasion theory, but ultimately the truth...
Yeah, the Aryan invasion theory is BS. I totally agree with you there.
...came out, and Vedic civilization has been proved native to India. No other texts except Indian ancient texts talks about history beyond 10,000 BC.
And it just cuts off really sharp like that. Isn't that wild? What if Neanderthals didn't go extinct? That's a different channel, though. All right, so that was the Indian monk. She's got a lot of videos on a lot of different cool topics about making claims, like about the planets and all this good stuff. If you enjoyed this, I need to know if you enjoyed covering this in Creation Watch, because I enjoy getting away from Christianity for just a little bit. Getting away from the Abrahamic faith for just a little bit. So this was a nice reprieve, and we got a monkey people army. I couldn't ask for more. So this was Creation Watch. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Join us again on Friday night for Cryptic Corner, and then back here again on Saturday morning for the Live from the Hive, where you can interact with this fabulous audience over here live in your own home. Now, please remember to be kind, take care, and we'll see you next time. All right, for my Live from the Hive audience sticking around with me, thank you so much. We do have more show to come. And stick around, and we're going to get into some fun science stuff that's going to blow your minds. Blow your minds, kids. All right, I will see you over there. Hello, hello, my beauties and bees. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for some strange science. All right, I want to jump right into this, but I'm excited to tell you guys about it. I was talking about it the other day, and people were like, yeah, oh yeah, that happened. No, this is freaking amazing. You have no idea what this means if you don't think this is the freaking craziest crap that we've ever done in science. I don't know. I can't make excuses for you if you aren't like blown away by this. Okay, so let me just pop right over and see. And if everybody in here doesn't jump up from their seat and go, "Are you kidding me? There's something wrong with you. You ain't right in the head." So here we go. Many antlers grown on mice heads after scientists implants deer cells. Now, obviously, I'm gonna scroll down. We're gonna see this image. It's artistic rendering. It's not what they actually look like. So don't get too excited about that. They do not look like tiny little deer mice. They don't at all. The mini antlers grow rapidly. They did not look quite like this though. Yeah. Scientists have grown mini antlers on mice by inserting deer genes into the mouse's genome, according to a new paper. The results suggest that mammals that have lost their ability to regenerate organs may still contain some regenerative genes, and that it may be possible to harness the rapid regrowth of antlers in other applications. If you all don't understand the medical implications of this, there's something wrong with your brains. Okay, I'll read on if you aren't there yet. If you aren't excited enough yet. If listening to Trooper, this is for my life from the Hive chat. I want them people to be, their minds to be blown too, though. Yes, if rocking out to some Trooper at 3 times speed with some ants going to war wasn't good enough for you, this should blow it away. This should blow your brains out, right? This should be, right? Growing at 2.75 centimeters, around 1 inch per day, antlers are one of the fastest regenerating tissues in the animal kingdom and offer a perfect look at how mammals can regenerate cells on a regular basis. Antlers are especially interesting because mammals in general have lost the ability to regenerate organs and most other tissue. So a large appendage that regularly regrows offers unparalleled insight into how regenerative medicine for bones could work. In the pursuit of regenerative medicine, Chinese researcher To Quinn, a colleague, took a deep dive into the mechanics behind the antler of Sika deer, which regrow every year before they are shed. And in doing so, they create a regenerative atlas of Sika deer antlers, isolating multiple single cells and genes that are critical in the development of antler tissue. 10 days before the antlers were shed, the researchers identified one type of stem cell that was highly active in regeneration, and these remained with the antler a short time after shedding. However, by day 5 post shedding, a new subtype of stem cell had emerged. A new stem cell emerged after this. So, yeah, this is freaking crazy. Here's how they look down here, by the way. I'll pull that up. I'm going to have that up while I'm reading this, though, so you guys can see that. After identifying multiple stages of growth, the team took the stem cells with the most regrowth potential, which proved to be from shed antlers around 5 days old, and cultured them in a petri dish before implanting them into the heads of mice. After 45 days, the mice had developed clear, identifiable mini antlers, owing the stem cells differentiating into osteochondral tissue, which is integral to bone and fracture repair. The antlers had elongated rapidly, displaying the genetic mechanisms that result in their development to the researchers and giving insight into how they could be utilized in human bone medicine. So think about like someone who's lost a finger, being able to just, even if it's just a single bone, and they're able to regrow the finger around that single bone. It's better to have a finger that you can't bend than, yeah, who knows what kind of stuff, or at some point we may even be able to regrow whole limbs. Help with existing fractures, and maybe there's ways that we can help heal those faster using this method. But it's crazy to see that we can just cause this type of tissue, this what they call osteochondral tissue, to just emerge. Such treatments could raise ethical concerns about the cross-species implantation of cells, as well as the significant safety trials that would be required before it could be submitted for approval. However, if the mechanisms underlying regeneration can be uncovered, it is possible that analogous genes could be found within mammals. While the results can be While the results can't quite be translated straight into repairing broken legs, it gives a brand new look into exactly how mammals can regenerate tissue, both by mechanisms within our genome and with a little help from antler stem cells. That's fascinating. Fascinating research. Looks creepy. Looks like Frankensteinian, right? I agree, but yeah. All right. So that was our strange science for today. I did have one more thing I wanted to cover. I have a little bit of eco news for you, so we're gonna pop right into that, and I'm gonna pull that up now. Here we go. So this is from Science Daily. This April the 28th. It's a new study here. Certainly fascinating to me as a you all know I'm a Lovelockian Guyonist, and this is kind of what I understand. I think all the nature sends signals out to all the organisms that are within it to help sustain homeostasis. But let's see, certain types of fungi can communicate with each other via electrical signals, but much remains unknown about how and when they do so. And these are completely analogous with neurons sent in your brain. I mean, the way that they communicate, you can draw a correlation to the sending that information the same way. Remains unknown about how and when they do so. A group of researchers recently headed to the forest to measure the electrical signals of Laccaria bicolor mushrooms, finding that their electrical signals increased following rainfall. Certain fungi play a critical role in the ecological sustenance of forest trees. Ectomycorrhizal fungi are one such example, commonly found in pine, oak, birch, or in birch trees. Ectomycorrhizal fungi form a sheath around the outside of tree roots, and their mycelial body develops into vast underground networks that absorb vital nutrients from the soil and transfer it to the tree. Scientists have been studying the possibility of electrical signals transferred between mushrooms and across trees via the mycelial network. It is thought that fungi generate electrical signals in the response to external stimuli and use these signals to communicate with each other, coordinate growth, and other behavior. It has even been hypothesized that these signals can be used to help transfer nutrients to plants and trees. Still, current scientific evidence remains sparse. Moreover, many studies have been limited to laboratory, failing to recreate what happens in the wild. Now, a group of researchers has recently headed into the forest floor to examine small, tan-colored ectomycorrhizal mushrooms known as Leucaria bicolor. Attaching electrodes to the 6 mushrooms in a cluster, the researchers discovered that the electrical signals increased before and after rainfall. Increased just after rainfall, not before. In the beginning, the mushrooms exhibited less electrical potential, and we boiled this down to a lack of precipitation, says Yu Fukusawa from Tohoku University, who led the project along with Takayaku Takahi and Daisuke Akai from the National Institute of Technology, Nagoka College, and Masayuki Oshio from the Hakubi Center, Kyoto University, presently at Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. However, the electrical potential began to fluctuate after raining, something going on over 100 millivolts. Yeah. So those names were fun to go through. Thank you so much. But yeah, I guess they all deserve credit whether I want to trip over their names or not. My stupid American tongue. I'm sorry. The researcher correlated this fluctuation with precipitation and temperature, and causality analysis revealed that the post-rain electric potential showed signal transported among mushrooms. This transport was particularly strong between spatially close mushrooms and demonstrated directionality. Our results confirm the need for further studies of fungal electrical potential under a true ecological context, added Fukusawa. So that's pretty cool stuff. And I got a little short video I wanted to watch on it because I mush-mouthed my way through that presentation on it. So I apologize. By the end of the show, I'm also pretty laid down. And okay, good. Take it easy, Maya. Yeah, we just got a short little video, and I'm going to be wrapping up here as well. Oh, I was muted that whole time? Sorry, we can rewatch it. It's only a minute long.
Over 80% of plants live in a symbiotic relationship with a remarkable organism called mycorrhizal fungi. Through this symbiosis, the fungi and the plant naturally develop a lifelong bond of mutual benefit that's existed for over 450 million years. Mycorrhiza is the term used to describe the symbiotic relationship between mycorrhizal fungi and a plant's root system. First, the spore of mycorrhizal fungi germinate in the soil and make their way to the nearest roots. The roots are then colonized by the fungi, and mycorrhiza are established. the fungi penetrate the root and create an internal network of fungal structures inside the root cells, where the plant and mycorrhizae exchange sugars and nutrients. Finally, the hyphae continue to develop outside the roots, forming an extended network of fine filaments, which cover up to 700 times more soil area than the plant's own roots. This secondary root system draws in extra beneficial nutrients and water, supporting a plant or tree for its entire lifetime.
Yeah, that's what that was. This channel has a lot of great videos like this. So I just wanted to say subscribe and ring the notification bell. That's what I'm going to do here. If you feel like doing that to my video, you're more than welcome to. I will probably have more shorts from this channel on here in the future. So, yeah, that was a little bit of eco news, talking about communicating, the fungus communicating through electrical impulses, and they're starting to track how those respond. It's really cool stuff. We're moving really far into the future. We're getting our little mycorrhizal hairs into the network there. So thank you for sticking around for that. Now, again, I will be, you can send to the xbugbot113x. You can send if you want to submit a track to see if it can be part of for the new intro. Let me drop that into the side chat here. Yeah, you send it there, and yeah, thank you so much for sticking around. I gotta get ready for prom. Everyone, please remember to be kind, take care, and I will see you next week.
Hello and welcome. Godless
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. It's in the night
He makes a whiskey drink, he makes a vodka drink, he makes a lager drink, he makes a cider drink. He sings songs that remind him of the good times, sings songs that remind him of the better times.
Oh, Danny boy.